For the price of €11,950, you can pay to drive a real 2012 F1 car for 3 laps around the Paul Ricard circuit. However, I can't bloody afford that, so today I'm instead paying £359 to race this, which isn't a real 2012 F1 car. But I mean, for that price, I'm not going to let a randomer like me just drive around the track, are they? I'm a race car driver! Driving experiences are one of the most popular motorsport-based gifts, and for many it's the closest thing they'll ever get to real-life racing. Whether it's a few laps in a Lamborghini or the aforementioned 12k F1 car, there are so many options no matter what your taste in vehicle. However, one criticism I do see quite a lot about these experiences is that they're quite restrictive. You only get 2 or 3 laps, you have to follow a pace car around, the tracks are so small you don't have a chance to build up any actual speed, which when combined with the hefty price tags these experiences often have, does beg the question, are they actually worth it? So today I'm heading to Silverstone for their single-seater experience, both to try and answer this question, and also to somewhat live my childhood dream of being a Formula 1 driver. Good morning, lads. Today's the big day. I'm very excited. I've been debating whether or not to wear my own helmet and, overalls with me, but I don't want to seem too keen, because it's going to be embarrassing if I go out there with full kit and spin at turn 1, so screw it. I'll just not spin out. Easy as that, lads. So, as we hit the road and begin the trek to the Holy Land, let me give you a quick rundown of what exactly we'll be doing. The Silverstone open wheel experience lets not so professional racing drivers like me loose on the famous Silverstone circuit. Well, not quite. You actually drive on the Stowe circuit, which is located on the inside of the track you'll know from F1. It was used by F1 teams quite a lot back in the day when you were allowed to test as much as you wanted, and nowadays is owned by Aston Martin F1, who live next door, and they test their Valkyrie around there quite a lot apparently. But yeah, you don't actually get to drive on the actual Silverstone circuit, which to be fair is probably for the best, because last time I did that I ended up in the gravel, so on arrival we'll be given a quick safety briefing from someone who actually knows what they're talking about, and then we'll have 2 sessions on track. The first is the 10-minute one behind a pace car to get used to how the car feels, followed then by a 20-minute session in which you can go as fast as you like with no speed limits, no pace car, just you, the circuit, and a bunch of other racers who also think they're the second coming of Ayrton Senna. Now, one thing I didn't realise when I booked this experience is that the day I booked it for also happened to be the same day as Jap Fest, Europe's biggest Japanese car festival, which is also held at Silverstone, meaning that not only do we have to sit in traffic for ages on the way to the track, but there are also boy racers everywhere. So many Civics, I want to cry. So we've got this Civic in front of us, Amber. We've just googled his Instagram. He's some bloody driver, lads. Anyway, we eventually cleared the ship boxes and arrived at the complex. And after a quick briefing, everyone was given their helmets, whilst I got into my full racing gear, which did, to be fair, make me look like a bit of a wanker, I can't lie.
Oh my god, what? I'm a full kit wanker, look at me!
I then strutted over and got into my car, which just so happened to be the number 9. And who else races under the number 9, you may ask? This can only end bad, lads. Anyway, I was now in the glorified metal coffin, and the tension was building. I dreamed my whole life of racing a single-seater, and now was finally my chance to really try it out. And as the cars alongside me pulled away one by one, there was only one thing going through my mind. Do not stall it.
Oh, Aiden. Fuck's sake.
In my defence, lads, there was a cone in the way. If it wasn't for that, I would have pulled away first time, no issues.
Please, Aiden, babe.
Anyway, third time was the charm as I joined the track for my pace car laps, which although slow, were definitely needed to get used to the track, to the car. The gearbox definitely needed some getting used to. But then finally the pace cars pulled off and we were sent back out all on our own for the 20-minute session. This was it, the moment I've been waiting for. My chance to drive a single-seater race car with no speed limits, no pace car in front stopping me. I could finally show everyone what a true speedy boy I am. Let's do this.
I wonder what's causing all this traffic.
Oh boy, yep, there's the problem.
Speed! 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 So almost immediately we were stuck in traffic as we all started to form a train behind the number 11 car here, crawling around for a whole lap before we could then try and pass them at the designated point. However, when shown the blue flag on the exit of the final corner, the driver of the number 11 went a bit too far to get out the way.
Oh, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down! You can't park there, sir.
So yeah, the crash meant the red flag came out and we all pulled back into the pits, whilst the tractor got the car at the wall when they fixed the barrier.
Someone just crashed. I need a piss. Really bad.
But then, finally, after what felt like years of waiting, it was time to get going again. And now, it was time to send it.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
It's lights out and away we go.
Good flag. That's real racing right there. Great driving.
All good, boys.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good stuff. Well done.
Right, so there we have it, lads. I've just driven a Formula Silverstone car, I think they call it. Basically a Formula Ford with aero. It was sick. I really enjoyed it. There was a bit of traffic, a bit of chaos. Some girl crashed. I'm sure you've seen that by now. But I wasn't the quickest, so I'm a bit disappointed as a pure racing driver I am. You know, I turn up in full kit and don't even win. That's embarrassing, lads.
It's not all about winning.
It is all about winning, Amber. Shut up.
It's about taking part.
Yeah, and I took part and came second, and that's fucking awful. But to conclude, is it actually worth the £360 price tag it was for the experience and the photo package as well?
Well, that's a hard question to answer. The driving itself was a sick experience, and I'd pay that much and more to do it again in a heartbeat if there was no traffic, because that was the main issue. Now, obviously, as expected, when you put 12 novices out there on a car they've never driven before, there are going to be some that adapt to it quicker than others, and thus the quicker people do spend a lot of time stuck behind the slower cars until we can get to the designated passing zones on the two main straights. In fact, I went through the video footage and found out that I spent a total of 5 minutes and 21 seconds stuck in traffic and only 6 minutes 37 seconds in free air. And if we include the first few laps where the car crashed as well, that total goes up to 6 minutes 47 seconds stuck in traffic and 6 minutes 26 not, meaning I spent more time of the experience stuck in traffic than I did not stuck in traffic. You may also be thinking, Aiden, 6 minutes 47 plus 6 minutes 26 does not equal 20 minutes, and you are correct. Thanks to the red flag, we only ended up having a total of 13 minutes and 26 seconds of green flag running, instead of the advertised 20, which was unfortunate since after the session finished, instead of feeling, you know, buzzing at the fact I'd just driven a single-seater race car, I was left feeling just like frustrated and annoyed that I couldn't get a good lap in. I was like a salty race driver after they didn't get pole, honestly. Now, of course, it's totally out of Silverstone's control how quick the other cars go and, you know, how often they've been into the wall as well, so it's hard to critique them too much for this. It's sort of like when you go rental karting, it all depends how good everyone else is. You might get lucky and have a session full of people who are quite quick and not have any trouble with traffic, or you could have a session full of people who just go quite slow. That being said though, it is at the end of the day just a driving experience. It's not made for wannabe race drivers like me, who turn up in full kit and get salty that they can't do hot laps the entire time. It's a driving experience for racing fans who just want to get a taste of what it's like to drive a single-seater race car. You can go out there and give it some beans on the straight, throw it into the corners, and just generally have a cool day out. Like, when we actually think about it, lads, the fact that anyone, as long as you've got a driving license, can just pay a couple £100 and they let you out there in those cars to go as quick as you want is mental. No other sort of driving experience offers that, really. Not that I know of anyway, especially single-seater stuff. The staff of the track are great, they're super friendly and helpful. Your family and friends can come and watch, they're given loads of access as well, like when you're getting into the car, they can come on and take pictures of you. And then when you're going around, they can basically see the entire track from a viewing bank, so there isn't actually that much to complain about, really. The photos also come out great, making good souvenirs, but with the video package though, there are a few issues. Now, Silverstone use these 360 cameras to capture the experience, which in theory are pretty cool. Like, you can move the camera around, see the driver's face, see the track, basically look at whatever you want to look at, but the quality isn't great to say the least. And personally, my video basically chopped off half my head and it was just sky, so unless, like me, you're making your own video or you just love having everything recorded, you may want to save your pennies and give the video a miss. But yeah, if you're really into racing, come give it a go. If you're not that bothered, maybe try and get your parents to buy it for Christmas or something. It'd be a great gift for anyone who likes racing. But yeah, that's it from me. Cheers for watching, lads. Any Formula Ford teams watching this want me to have a little test in their car, I promise I'll do better. Cheers. Nice one. We're off. Hello.